Batman and Robin. You stand accused of being the worst Batman film ever made, making a mockery of George Clooney, bastardizing Bane, ruining Batgirl's backstory, putting Batman and Robin in ice skates, and never knowing when to chill on the Mr. Freeze puns.
Allow me to break the ice.
And let's not forget, Holy Bat-nipples. How do you plead?
Mostly not guilty. When people say things like Batman and Robin is a bad movie, I think it's fair to ask, what is bad? Is The Room technically an awful movie? Yes. Is Samurai Cop technically a show? 100%. Do I love them anyway? You bet I do. And this is the gray area I believe Batman and Robin falls into. Now, am I looking you straight in the face telling you that Batman and Robin should receive the same critical acclaim as The Dark Knight? Yes, but for different reasons. Let's get it out of the way. Batman and Robin get so much hate for the bat nipples. Were they unnecessary? Probably, but so are nipples on men in general.
How come men have them? So they don't look weird in bathing suits?
The bat nipples were actually a stylistic choice inspired by the armor of Roman soldiers and Greek statues in an effort to play into the deeper mythology of the Caped Crusader. So from that vantage point, you've at least got to respect the amount of thought that went into the nipples.
Oh, Billy.
Plus, I never understood how Batman and Robin gets all the crap for the bat nips when Val Kilmer was rocking bat nips in Batman Forever, yet nobody said a damn word about it. So yeah, they kept them in. If you want to blame anyone for bat nips, blame Batman Forever, which brings me to my next point. If you hate Batman and Robin, you should absolutely hate Batman Forever too. Yet it doesn't get nearly the same level of venom as Batman and Robin does. Why is that? My guess is because Val Kilmer plays Batman stoically the same way Michael Keaton did, even against Jim Carrey's Frank Gorshin Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones' zany purple Two-Face who wants to be Jim Carrey. George Clooney's Batman, however, is in on the joke. Herein lies their greatest mistake, keeping it connected to Tim Burton's Batman. Granted, the only real connection whatsoever is Michael Gough as Alfred and Pat Hingle as Commissioner Gordon, but I digress. After Warner Brothers felt that Batman Returns was too dark, they moved to replace Tim Burton with Joel Schumacher, and they lost Michael Keaton in the process. You have to remember, back in 1997, movie audiences had no concept of cinematic universes, so of course everyone would assume this was still the same Batman. But if you went in expecting the darker gothic tone of Tim Burton's Batman, you were going to be sorely disappointed, and most people were. But 20 years later, if you go in seeing Joel Schumacher's films for what they are, as an ode to the campiness of 1960s Adam West Batman, I promise you'll enjoy it much more.
Holy rusted metal, Batman! Huh? You're grown, it's all metal, it's full of holes, you know? Holy!
Oh.
They would never admit it now, but Warner Brothers wanted a lighter, cheekier Batman, and to that end, Joel Schumacher over-delivered. If Batman Forever was Schumacher dipping his toes into the campiness, then Batman and Robin is a full-on Olympic dive. Batman and Robin is nothing more than 1966 Batman with a budget. You remember when Power Rangers looked like this on TV, then looked like this for their movie? Same thing here, sliding down dinosaur tails, bat ice skates, bat credit cards, bat cod pieces. None of this is meant to be taken seriously. I'm halfway surprised Schumacher didn't include his own shark repellent scene. Look no further than Gotham City as proof that we're in two entirely different worlds. While Tim Burton's Gotham City was full of gothic Art Deco anachronistic skyscrapers, Joel Schumacher's Gotham City looks like every giant neon rave concert I've thrown up at. This was done intentionally because, you guessed it, they're not in the same universe. Let the record show for the final time, no matter how it was intended, Joel Schumacher's Batman is not Tim Burton's Batman. You've got to accept that if you're going to enjoy this. Thanks to all his 80s action films, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the bona fide king of puns that are so bad they're amazing.
Let's kick some ice.
Stay cool, bird boy.
All right, everyone. Chill.
But let's just talk about Mr. Freeze himself. The storyline was obviously inspired by Paul Dini's episode Heart of Ice from Batman the Animated Series, and to this day, Arnold's Mr. Freeze makeup is one of the coolest practical makeup jobs I've ever seen. That pun actually wasn't intentional. Okay, turning Bane into some poison ivy zombie borders on unforgivable, But one little edit fixes that.
I call this little number
Solomon Grundy. What does Batman and Robin have to do with Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, you ask? Nothing. The only reason I bring it up is to remind you that Batman and Robin is not the worst DC movie ever made. So with that, I humbly request you get drunk and find it in your heart to rewatch Batman and Robin. After the rewatch, let me know if your thoughts on the film have changed in the comments below, or tweet them to me while you watch it live at Chris Killian, and thanks for watching.